Hello everybody, this is Tim here again, here to do the review for the Iron Man films. To start off, Iron Man 1 is 4 stars, Iron Man 2 is 3 stars, Iron Man 3 is also 3 stars. Neither Iron Man 2 nor 3 come close to the quality of the first film. The first film is a great movie, one of my favorite superhero films, only hurt by the weak villain in the film. That's pretty much about it. Other than that, it is a great film, Iron Man 1 is. I really enjoy it. Oh, and with me is my special guest, Serenity, who is also going to help me talk about these films. What do you think about Iron Man 1, Serenity?
Daddy.
Well, she doesn't have much to say about Iron Man 1 right now. But Iron Man 1 is is a great movie in my opinion. I love the movie. Robert Downey Jr. classic, and just the character of Iron Man, how he goes from like an arms dealer to being against weaponry, where he's in a cave and Robert Downey Jr. like builds his own weapon, his own suit, like a prototype Iron Man suit to stop these terrorists. That is all awesome. This is another realistic superhero film in the vein of like Batman Begins and Dark Knight. This is a great film, Iron Man 1 is. Jon Favreau does a great job directing, just an all-around great film. Iron Man 2 is not as good. The villain in it, Whiplash, has like one good scene on a racetrack, and he ultimately sucks. The real villain of the film is Justin Hammer, played by Sam Rockwell, who does a good job as the villain only because he's so hilarious in his quirkiness, and he's like a dumber version of Tony Stark. Problems with this film is it tries to handle like alcoholism. It doesn't do a too good of a job doing it, and it feels rushed and over jam-packed. It's like the movie just stops to announce, hey, we're leading to Avengers. We're leading there. Don't worry, we're getting there. And it's just way too jam-packed. But all in all, it has enough in it to make it a good sequel. It's a good sequel. Whiplash as the villain is pathetic. Pathetic character and pathetic use of the character, and the way he goes out, he is so wasted. He just like blows up after like 2 seconds. It is horrible. But all in all, it is a good sequel. I would still recommend seeing this film. If you really like the first one, you need to go on see the second one. What did you think about Iron Man 2, Serenity? Did you like Iron Man 2? She gives it the Serenity seal of approval. Now on to Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 I think is slightly better as a film than Iron Man 2, but Iron Man 3 is also not really an Iron Man film. It's not. If you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you've seen it, you should know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you will know what I'm talking about. This is at least what I saw in the film. It's not really an Iron Man film. It's Shane Black directed the film, and he also did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Robert Downey Jr. Pretty much he took this film, and Robert Downey Jr. I think was kind of pretty much tired of Iron Man at this point, and he only came back probably due to a pay increase, and he did this film knowing that it would be him able to work with Shane Black, who he's friends with, and to make a totally different type of film than an Iron Man film. This is really like a Lethal Weapon movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Don Cheadle, and I hated what they did to the Mandarin in this movie. I hated it. Yes, the character is a bit of an Asian stereotype, whatever, but you still could have redone him, updated him for a film, and still made him more true to what he is in the comics without making him a stereotype. You still could have done that. That was piss poor. They wasted the Mandarin in this movie. Other than that, once you get past the terrible Mandarin thing, there's a little bit too much comedy. But other than those, the Mandarin thing is the biggest FU in the movie. Once you get past that, and a little bit of too much comedy from the fake Mandarin played by Ben Kingsley, the movie as a whole is still a good sequel and still slightly better than Iron Man 2. Story-wise, it holds itself better than Iron Man 2. So as a whole, I would say, in terms of best to worst, Iron Man 1, then 3, then 2. But 2 is much more of an Iron Man film than 3 is. But 3 holds together better as a film than 2 does. So all in all, Iron Man 1, 4 stars. Iron Man 2, 3 stars, good sequel. Iron Man 3, 3 stars, another just good sequel. But neither Iron Man 2 nor 3 come close to the greatness of Big Daddy Iron Man number 1. So I will see you guys again with the next review.